Right, so Woody, welcome. We're here at the Colombian where our med school nights, our new home for the med school events, and we've got our event coming up on the 14th. But we're here to talk about, it is 1 year since your album was released.
1 year?
1 year.
Wow, it's crazy. It doesn't feel like a year at all, does it?
And talk to us a little bit about the experience of writing the album, what you remember from a year ago.
It was mad. Just the whole experience was mad. I hadn't done anything like that before, obviously. And obviously it wasn't long since I signed to med school that the album came about, and it was just amazing experience. We had all these tracks and it was just sort of a case of getting them all together, and it went really well in the end. Yeah, it was awesome.
Because you put the album together and very quickly, didn't you, in our studios? Talk to us a bit about that.
Yeah, it was, we sort of, from when I spoke to Tony London, I think he rang me in June sometime, and then he said, right, so should we try and release an album before the end of August? And I said, yeah, why not? Let's go for it. And it was always going to be, there's always going to be a lot of pressure there, but that kind of suited me anyway, the way I work. So it was crazy, yeah, just within 2 months, just hammering it in the studio from 5 in the morning till about 2 in the morning. About 3 hours sleep. But no, it was wicked, yeah, I absolutely loved it, the whole thing.
1 month later you win Best Newcomer DJ and Best Newcomer Producer at the Drum and Bass Arena Awards. Tell us a little bit about that, because you weren't actually at the awards, were you? How did you find out that you'd won?
We had a med school show in Exeter, didn't we? I remember. And I was with Fred and Josh, Fred V and Graphics, and we were in Wagamama. And, I would have gone if we hadn't had the gig, and then my phone just started vibrating. I sort of put it to the side and finished my meal, and then just looked, and I had absolutely loads of texts from all my friends and family saying, this is what you've won. Congratulations, how does it feel, all this stuff. That was just mad, because it all came about so quickly.
And then beginning of the year, you're offered the residency on One Extra.
Yeah.
So talk to us a bit about this.
It's reminding me of all this stuff that's happened.
It's been a busy year.
It has, yeah. I can't believe it, really. Yeah, that was awesome, yeah. I was on the Extra Talent. That was really surreal, being, presenting a show on Radio 1. I loved it, yeah.
One of the biggest things for you probably this year was your Maid of Ale session, which went out live on, well, it didn't go out live, it was recorded live and then went out on Friction's show.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, how did that come about?
That was, again, I think that was Ed Friction and his producer sort of hit us up, and I think the nice and comforting thing for me is that they'd chosen me, I suppose, to do, because it was Ed's first session, live session for Maid of Ale, so it was nice that he sort of recognised that my music would translate well, and it was something I've been wanting to do for ages. And obviously, again, that came about quite quickly, and we didn't have that long to put it all together, but I was really pleased with how it went. It was almost like a sort of snippet of what could be in the future, I think.
How was it transferring effectively, drum and bass into a live band? What was the process like there?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I suppose the lucky thing for me is that my music translates quite well, I suppose. There's not that too many synths, and there's not some really harsh bass lines, so we did, particularly the ones we chose anyway, we did Spoken, Begin By Letting Go, and Time Is Here At Last, so I think those three were sort of ideal because they already feature a lot of sort of organic instruments anyway, so it was awesome, yeah, really cool.
So that was the first half of the year, now we're into the second part.
Yeah.
And you've been on tour with Wilkinson.
Yeah.
I mean, how's that been? How did that come about? Talk to us a little about the gigs that you've been on.
Yeah, I don't know, I think it must have been through, obviously Mark Wilkinson and John Reck. I think they approached Howard, my booking agent, and said, did I want to go on tour with them? And I was really up for it because it's really good, and obviously because Wilkinson he's crossed over to a slightly different audience now, so it was a good opportunity for me to get out of my usual sort of D&B crowd comfort zone. It was awesome. The first night in Bournemouth was completely mad. It was sold out, and I think I played Time Is Here At Last, and there was a huge gang of kids moshing. I was just sort of standing there what? Is this how it is? And it was just like that on most of the shows, so it was great. There was a lot of excitement around it. It was weird playing at 7:30 in the evening as well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was almost like that's when I'd be having my tea. But it was wicked. Really enjoyed it.
And generally the reaction's been really good?
Yeah, I think so. It's always weird again because you're I remember when I used to go to shows, you'd be like, well, when's the main act coming on? But I got a really good response. Yeah, I know there quite a few people came down to see me, as well as Wilkinson. So it went really well. Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of you at the moment at HQ because you're working on your second album.
Yeah.
Give us a little insight.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck. You guys are probably getting a bit sick of me now, so I apologise. But it's not. We've got a bit more time with this. I felt pressured in a good way for the first album, but on this one we've got more. We're taking our time a little bit with it, and I say we, but we've got some amazing vocalists on here, some really good collaborations on here, and it's just because there's been a bit more breathing space with it. I've taken a step back and thought, what do I want this album to sound like, and it's given me the opportunity to really take my time with the songs and really work on them and find delve even deeper into myself to find that sound.
Are you feeling any pressure having to follow up what has been an amazingly successful year for you?
Yeah, I am.
Sorry to mention that.
I am. Yeah, it's. I try not to think about it because I just think you can't think like that. But it's been. I couldn't have asked for a better year. I really couldn't. And I don't mind if I don't maybe gig as much next year, or I think for me it's more about. I hope that the album is as well received. Only because for me, I think I put slightly more of myself into the second album. So it would be, I hope it relates.
People watching this now, it's going to be less than 2 weeks when this goes out.
Yeah.
Until our show in this building, would you believe it, even though now it's looking like a Colombian cafe. Well, it is a Colombian cafe.
I recognised it when we came in here.
What are you going to do? What are you going to lay down at the show?
I might play quite a few new bits off the new album. The thing I love about med school shows is they're so intimate. I mean, you can't. I love it when I go abroad and play a show to like 200 people because you're so in it. And then the great thing about med school shows in London is that you know that everyone there is going to be really into everything that's going on. The lineup's amazing. So I might do a couple of VIPs of my old tunes and play a few new tunes and keep it deep, I think. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we're really looking forward to your set, and I'm sure people watching this are really looking forward to hearing the new album as well. So yeah, watch this space. Woody, thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.